Okay. So the agenda today is basically since Preet has appeared in a lot of interviews recently, right? So the agenda for today is to learn from his experiences. Uh, Most likely, like we'll be able to find out some patterns from his experience and hopefully apply to our own interviews, and also give him constructive feedback about his interviewing strategy. So he can also benefit from that. Okay. Uh, Preet, anything to add to this?
No, I think we're good. So, as this will be my first time, talking out with some audience, so might not have that, public speaking skills or those communication skills required. But I request if there is anything you guys want to know more about, please feel free to stop me and ask more questions about it.
Yeah. So
And pardon me if I have made any mistake. So, yeah, that's it.
that's no problem. So this is Preet's LinkedIn profile just for reference. If people don't know, screen is visible, right? Yeah. So this is Preet's profile. He graduated in 2020, and since then he has done few internships, and he has been in a full-time job since last year, correct?
Correct.
And he is an AI/ML engineer, and this is mostly about ML ops, correct? Or is
ML
it?
ops, and mostly the market has been around Gen AI, so lot of Gen AI recently
Okay,
rather than ML ops.
got it. Cool. So let's maybe start with how many interviews have you appeared in this year?
This year, I would say, so I didn't. So I would just start with a very basic motivation to start with giving interviews. So in July, my appraisal cycle was there. I performed exceptionally well. I completed more than 9 projects and more than 20 POCs in 1 year complete. So I joined in July itself, 2023, and the appraisal cycle is from July to July.
Hmm.
So from 2023 to 2024. So to be honest, I was not satisfied what I got from my current organization, and that kind of led me to, even in 1 year I did not even prepare my resume or try to think of moving out. But then I felt you know underpaid with the appraisals and everything. So that led me to you know to reach out in market and try to see where I'm standing right now, be it in terms of knowledge or be it in terms of compensation that I'm getting right now. So uh, then I prepared this resume, which I would just like to show a glimpse of it. I
Yeah,
think resume is the first thing that we try to you know that is the first thing reaching out to the recruiter. I think I'm not able to share my now I am. Okay.
yeah,
So yeah, yeah, this is simple basic resume. ATS is around 60% or 70%, very low, but this is working out for me, to be honest.
hmm,
Name, I am certified, so just found this to put this like cool and mention it somewhere. A very basic intro, technical skills, so very generic skills, nothing like, not mentioned any models here or nothing, just tools and technologies that I'm working on. A short, or we can say very brief description of what I am currently doing in my current organization and the professional projects that I've done. So I'm emphasizing more on these projects, and I'm like tend to ask lot of questions on this section of my resume rather. So I'll give a glimpse of that in like coming time
hmm.
in like 5-10 minutes. And this is like my internship, and I have so I was Aishit knows, but most of you don't know. So I come from a civil engineering background. Uh, I have never thought to be in IT as well until it was the late of 2021. Uh, so you can say the start of 2022 itself, I thought to pursue my career in IT, and there are a few hackathons and events, and I I was good in studies, so I try to education is important, so I just mentioned my CGPA and secured rank one and all this basic stuff. So this resume is made purely out of MS Word. Okay, nothing fancy. It's just what we try to put over here are these metrics and what kind of uh, features I tried to build, what outcome it gave, in terms of accuracy, customer support, or some what benefits it's got to the customer. As I'm working in service based company, so uh, that is it around. I mean, my resume.
Mm.
So let me know if there are any questions regarding resume here.
Yeah. Any questions, guys, about the resume?
Hey, Preet, Kumaran here.
Hey,
Huge shout
hey,
out to your resume. I'm a strong believer of two-page resumes, so it's nice to see another person also have a two-page resume. A lot of people say that. So I'm based out here in the US, and a lot of people say that only for like 15, 20 years experience plus, then only you should have a two-page resume. But I strongly disagree with that, primarily because seeing a lot of data scientists, new grad data scientists take up roles at various places last year, and they said that the one-page resume format is total. It's out of style right now. There's no swag. It's out of style, especially for data science. You need to have a two-page resume, or in the AI space. Yeah. So yeah.
yeah, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else?
So, just to add up on what you said, it's like two page because I wanted to brag about my projects and my experience and everything was not fit into that one page. So that was my main motive, and I felt like okay, if I have spent more than 10 years in my career, I think one extra page deserves. I mean, my resume deserves that one extra page. So no harm in and I people genuinely I have felt that people actually read if they are really interested in hiring you. If they are just hiring a resource, then I think they don't care. But if they really want to hire a talent, or they want a person, if they're interested to know a person better, they will definitely go through even two or maybe three pages. So that's about resume. I think if there are no further questions, we can start with so how I started. So I'll give you a quick journey on that as well. So let me know if I can go ahead.
Yes.
Sure, sure, no questions. All right. So it's more of a story. I would say it will be. So why I got motivated to build a resume itself. I was not, I was scolded by my mentors as well. Not scolding like the real scolding, but why are you not making your resume? You got so low compensation. You are underpaid and all that. So I got those comments from my, one of my cousin and a few of my mentors who were working in my previous company. So I just felt bad, and then I started making and applying. So it was on. I would. I started making. I made resume in 2 3 days, and then I started applying on LinkedIn. So I have always been a very give big shout out to LinkedIn where I met Aishit and some other amazing folks. So I always be active on LinkedIn. So that's where I got so many interviews. I was approached by big companies on emails, which includes all of my current organization competitors trying to poach me. Deloitte, EXL, Tiger Analytics, uh, you name big. I mean, I forgot. I have more than 15 to 20 emails right now from March 2024 to till date that asking me that hey Preet, personalized message that we are looking for this role, are you can you give interview. So that is one thing where I was reaching about. I was applying, or I was getting the interviews. Next was uh, I also would reach out to people, and there are LinkedIn posts as well. So I don't comment interested or CFBR. I just rather put a request to that person, try to connect, and just type that message referencing sending that post again to that person, that hey, I just saw this post, because we don't want our organizations to know, right, that we are interviewing. So let's accept that fact that putting open to work or interested will highlight us. So I try to do that. And I got my compensation increment offer on like 7th or 8th of July, and by 20th 26th of July I had an offer in my hand which I rejected from ICICI. So this again was I got from LinkedIn. And so yeah, that's how this journey started. Let me know if there are any questions on this. I can then we can move to next section of my what companies I interviewed in, what was the procedure of that. So I think I wanted to put this part because nobody talks about money, but that's the only thing that is keeping us motivated, at least for me. That's why I moved all my career from civil to IT, and then a lot more things is happening right now. So let me know if there are any questions. So I'd just like to show also
Yeah, I
as
have a question, Preet.
yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, you said that you had a lot of emails from a lot of people. So this
Yeah.
was without you directly approaching them and them directly headhunting you on LinkedIn, or how is this? Well, and also, what do you think were some driving factors for them to directly reach out to you?
My LinkedIn profile is, I would say, I have
Okay.
like all the keywords and all the attractive and buzzwords in my bio as well. And I have kept, so currently you cannot see resume, but because I think I forgot, I just when I should showed my profile, I was surprised that okay, my resume is not there. So in the featured I put my resume as well. I think I put it down to make some changes, and then I thought to put it again, but somehow I forgot, which I'll do it today itself. So thank you, Aishit, for that. And so I'll put, so if you see my featured, I have put my internship letters, I have put my GitHub profile, I've put my resume. And on top of that, I keep my LinkedIn updated with basic things, and I've put my projects. I try to interact on comments, so maybe if they see it, I'm not sure if they see those things. But if any post that I get inspired from, I try to interact on comments and like it and all that. So those activities might have helped. So only and only LinkedIn, I would say. Only and only LinkedIn. That's it.
Yeah, I think LinkedIn is a really powerful platform. I have gotten all my jobs, all my gigs, everything from LinkedIn. And yeah, so like if you don't have a LinkedIn profile yet, make it today. If you already have one, improve it today. Uh, yeah, so improve it regularly actually. So not just today, tomorrow as well.
I totally agree. Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions?
So, what are the important factors that you see on your LinkedIn that might be attracting the recruiters? What I see is AWS on your profile, AWS certification. That is one thing because on your profile you don't have the these projects, right? So, what else is there?
Definitely, definitely. So, I get what you were asking. So, it's like if you see, right, I am AWS certified, and that is definitely because of my current organization. And yeah, this bio as well. I forgot to mention. Thank you, Aishit, for. So if you see, I have put all the basic stuff. What I can do for you. Nothing, trying to make it a paragraph wise, but rather than point wise, okay, this is what I know and this is what I can do for you. And a very short bio, if you see on the second line, enthusiast about process of playing with data to deployment of models and everything in between. So this was when I was into ML ops, right? and and other tools and technologies and everything, I kept on updating like one word a week or something like that. And this is like the final product in front of you. So very simple, very short, nothing like I come from this, I like this and all. Nothing like that. Just very straightforward technologies mentioned. Okay, this is what I know, which I cannot, might have not tried to uh, got it in resume or in my projects. And from the profile, I think people working in the industry might know that okay, this is what is uh, required, and what we are looking for. So I think this can also be one factor. I am not very much into like optimizing LinkedIn alone, but this is what I've tried to learn from different profiles. If you see, my profile is copy of or inspiration of few of great profiles uh, on LinkedIn. So I just try to get inspiration and put things in, just copy paste it. That's it.
I think one thing to emphasize is this is an iterative process. So don't
Hmm.
uh, think about perfecting it in a single day. Uh,
Yeah.
write something today, and probably tomorrow you will get another idea how to improve this or what else to add or what to remove. Right. So just keep doing it, and probably in a few weeks you will have a really good profile as a whole, not just this about section, even the headline. Right. This is
Yeah, I
also
keep yes, I keep on updating headline. Headline is like the most catchy thing that you have to put.
yeah.
So this is again inspiration from many, and a lot of iteration, lot of thought going in
You need to
this
see
one.
like below every profile you see the headline actually. So and
Correct.
not the full headline, just one line, right? So the first line of the headline is the most impactful, like should be the most impactful. Then you have featured posts. So please include things in this. And
Yeah,
you have posts and experience. Also, it might be a good idea to elaborate on this experience
yeah, correct.
and certifications, projects. Here, do you think you can include your projects, or like is it not allowed by your company?
Correct. That's what I thought that I may or may not allowed. But so I have been working with the companies like Snapdeal, Bright
Hmm.
Champs, Textile Genesis, which is a Electra subsidiary. Uh, a lot five. If you've heard of five early salary, then free your money. So whatever projects you see in my resume are of those startups building GenAI and MLOps platform for them. There's something called as Caria as well, which was featured on Microsoft, which is very famous NGO. So I'm not sure if I can put all those things because those are not on GitHub as well, right? If I put it over there, I might not be able to showcase the work because that is a proprietary code that is built for those companies. So that is the reason I've not put it in my on my LinkedIn, because that is work of Rapider, right? It is not owned by me. I'm not sure if it is right to put it ethically.
Yeah, but maybe you can just list them. Like, what do you think? Not
Uh,
not showing the code, but just name the project.
yeah, we can. Yeah, yeah,
Just
it will be better.
maybe like a two-line description of the project.
Yeah, sure. That will definitely help.
Yeah, skills is also this is also very important to put all the skills that you have over here, because when an HR filters out people for a particular job, like this is one of the very important filters that they put. So because otherwise there's no other way to know what all skills you have, right? Like in an automated way. Okay.
Yes.
Does that answer your question, Kuber?
Yes.
Hi, Preet. I have one question.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hi.
you have been in this journey for so many, maybe years. Like I can see your profile. You worked in site engineers for 1 year and did two internships. And in this company, you have spent 1.5 year. And just want to ask, there are many JDs that you came across. Did you change your resume based on the job description, or is it helpful in your journey or not?
Uh, Good question. Fortunately, I don't change my resume based on JDs, to be honest. I just so this resume which I showcased, right, that is going on since September, since the end of September. Yes, from July, as I mentioned when I started my first version of resume till September, I have been changing it lot word by word or even line by line. But since September, I have not changed it. And when I used to change, I was not used to change based on JD also. I just used to be change based on some of the keywords which I found that okay, this is useful. So I understand what you're trying to understand here, but I think that did not help me much because it can also be because what currently the offer I have that is purely on LinkedIn, and all the interviews that I got was mostly from LinkedIn and Naukri. So I'm not sure if it was yes, my resume might not have been selected, or because I have so many rejections as well when I apply to some websites or when I apply to some role. So there are a few automatic rejections and there are a few direct rejections that okay, we did not like your profile or we are not looking for someone like you. So that can be one point of rejection where I was not, JD is not part of my resume. So we can consider that. But for me, this thing is working out. For I think interviewing is like what works out for you, rather than hearing from all the market or the folks you are going through. You have to experience it yourself. You have to analyze yourself. Then you have to make those, because I have very strong LinkedIn, which I believe. uh, so I think that really helps me rather than Naukri or some other job portals. So yeah.
So interviewing is like gradient descent, right? So just
Yeah.
reach the minima step by step, right?
Correct.
Let's
But yes, it really helps if you can put JD, but changing it a lot and lot, because most of JDs are almost similar, right? GenAI, LLM fine tuning. If it's into traditional ML, then it's mostly deploying it as well currently, or some cloud. If anybody is mentioning cloud, right? So they'll mention any cloud platform, Azure, GCP, and AWS. So if you have any one of that, your resume will be selected. That's what I feel. And even if any GCP is companies using GCP and you are on AWS, which currently my case is, I just said that all the cloud concepts are same. I have been working extensively on AWS. I can work on GCP as well, right? So instance is an instance, ECAS is some cluster on Google Cloud. So those things are, I think, recruiters, if somebody who is into these things, will definitely understand and will not reject your resume or your candidature based on some these this differences.
yeah. So let's move on to your interviews.
Yeah.
Let's talk up. So you made a resume in July, right?
Correct.
And since then, any idea how many jobs have you applied for? Any rough idea?
And more than 3 to 400, definitely.
And these would be from LinkedIn and Naukri.
Yes, LinkedIn, Naukri, well found. If anybody has heard of it, Angel List, it was priorly called, and yeah, mainly yes, this platforms itself.
Okay, and what would be the proportion? Like half from LinkedIn and
No, no, no. Mostly from Naukri.
okay.
Like you can say 60 to 70% on Naukri,
Hmm,
uh, 30 40% on LinkedIn, on easy apply or reaching out to people, or people reaching out to me, and 5 10% on well form.
got it. Now on LinkedIn, out of all the jobs that you applied from LinkedIn, how many would be from easy apply and how many would be like personally messaging people?
Uh,
Proportion.
Over here, I think yeah, is that 60%? You can say 40% is easy apply and 20% is reaching out to people.
Okay. So like half sorry, one third of them are
Yeah,
manually messaging people.
yeah.
Okay. And now let's talk about getting interviews. So, out of these 300-400 jobs that you applied in total, how many interviews did you get?
Interviews, if I am correct, I think I have given more than 25 to 35 interviews. Not sure on the range, but
25 to 35 out of 3
yeah,
400. So that would be around 10%
10% of conversion of interviews.
interview.
Yeah.
And did you get accepted at any one of these? And did you end up rejecting these? How many did
Uh,
you get accepted at out of these 30?
I got one from ICICI.
Yeah,
Then I got one offer from Future Ends. Three or four. I think one I have currently, which I am looking for, where I've resigned from my current company. That is one I'm looking for, which is like most highly paid as well as highly desiring. I mean, what I was looking for. I think five. I think you can say four or five offers I got, but I did not accept any of that. I did not even took the offer letter because I knew that I didn't want that. So
correct.
yeah, four
So
or five you can say.
basically 10% of that. Yeah, 10,
Yes,
10 to
yes,
15% of that.
correct.
So 300 jobs applied, 30 interviews gotten, and 3 to 5 like almost offer received but rejected. Okay. And what were the primary reasons of rejecting these?
First offer which I said from ICICI AMC was they were offering when the first thing they said it was like we have an open budget and it's a big company, right? ICICI AMC, they have more than 5,000 employees, so I definitely thought they must be not be lying. So first thing after hearing the interview I got is like, okay, this is we cannot give you more than this. And I did not think, okay, what is the meaning of open budget then? So I, and it was not like lying or anything, but it was not matching up to my expectations. So I did not even took the offer letter on mail or considering it. I just dropped a message which I would like to show. I just dropped this message. So when I was saying right that I got offer by from 15% after I applied. So I just mentioned that thank you for considering my candidature. This
Hmm.
from don't reach out to this person, guys, and saying that I've showed all this. But yeah,
Yeah.
so I just said that I decline this. I can start having conversation and all that.
Hmm.
Uh, so this was it. And also my notice period was 3 months, right? So most of the calls when I used to say that uh, uh, I have 3 months of notice period, I I just stopped getting any calls or any interviews. Okay, they'll say no, no, we are looking
Yeah.
for somebody from 1 month or 2 months. So I keep saying people that okay, my notice period is 2 months, and then we can reduce it down to further, so that at least I get the interviews and I get the experience of that interview.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then after ICICI, I think I got one another offer from a referral with where my ex colleague was working currently in Mumbai. A company called I just forgot the company called Transbank, which is in out of Vikroli in Mumbai. It's a fintech platform. So that role was to start AI practice in a company with it was they were paying good compensation, but I think that role was very challenging, and I think the work culture and everything was not really great over there. It was a small startup, so I just kind of refrained from joining that. Uh, and that I purely got. I would like to highlight it, guys, is purely and purely on referral. Okay, that guy knows me personally really, really well, and he pushed everything like to CTO, and his performance was also really good in company. So his influence actually got me an offer, but I did not try to join. Next, I got from a company called Futurance as AIML product manager. But after 3 rounds of interview, I got okay. They were paying really good actually, but after 3 rounds of interview, I got that it's a teaching role which I don't want to do right now. It's not a bad role, but if it's it because they tried to I asked from the first day that is it a teaching role, is it a teaching role, because after seeing that future in's website and everything, I and a lot of other folks so luckily I one of my friend is studying in IIT Jodhpur where they are affiliated, and she's a really good friend of mine. So she told that okay, as a karke there is a product manager, and they actually teach us, and they say okay, product managers are teaching you something like that. Okay, so I felt it's a complete scam, uh, but they were paying really good, but I didn't want to go on those company. So that was one thing. Then I got uh, 2 or 3 freelance gigs as well in this. And recently, like in November, my interview process was going on with currently company where I'm holding an offer. I would like to disclose it after join it. So uh, I'll update you guys on same. I think somebody asked for the compensation as well, so that is more than 100%, I would say, which I was desiring for, because I am, as I said, was anyways underpaid. So that is the offer which I hold right now as software engineer hyphen ML role at a big MNC with more than 100% hike. So that currently I hold, and they are ready to wait for 3 months as well.
First of all, congrats for the offer. Uh, and yeah, one question I missed was, out of these 5 offers, how many offers did you get uh, via referral, and how many without a referral?
With referral, I think only one,
Okay.
and rest everything was mainly on with people reaching out to me on LinkedIn or I reaching out to them.
Okay. And out of the 30 interviews that you got, uh,
Yeah,
how many were from a referral?
from referral, yeah, only one.
Okay. So majorly, your success is without referrals.
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah, two actually. This one was again with a referral because the current offer I'm holding. So I just messaged that guy, and sorry, that I just connected with that guy, and that guy just messaged me, hey, your profile looks good, can we can we schedule your interview? So I said yes, and he is like was a very influential guy working as solution architect in the team, and he just said me also that if HR doesn't contact you by evening, you tell me, okay? So it was like that, and that is so two, I would say, yeah, two.
Okay. And we'll come to the chat questions in a while. I had one more question. Okay. Let's get to the chat questions first. We'll call it later. Kuber asked, does easy apply work?
It works, but yeah, percentages success criteria is quite low. That
Okay.
is for sure.
How many
I
interviews did
mean,
you get from easy?
I think out of 30, I think 2 or 3 I got from Easy Apply.
So not that bad also,
Yeah.
but uh, two out of 30 is really less. Yeah, one
So
more
also
asked.
this 30 interviews which I'm talking about is like uh, you know which includes my freelance gigs as well, which I'm trying to get. So that is again, you can consider 4 or 5 freelance gigs into that.
Hmm, got it. One question was, you resigned without having an offer, correct?
No, no, no. But I was really thinking on that.
Okay.
because 3 months notice period is, but the current market is I is not
Hmm.
advisable to do that.
So when did you end up
Yes,
resigning?
10 days ago.
When did you- And this was after you got this offer.
Definitely, yes.
Okay. Got it.
I thought, and most of my colleagues has been doing that. I would also try to give that perspective. So that's not bad, because like a lot of people, my as I said, I talk with a lot of mentors and a lot of hooks. They said, okay, you can do, as you are have a pipeline of interviews. You are confident that you are going till round two of your interviews and you are getting rejected. That's all right. You're going to round second means that you know something. Okay. So you can drop your papers and then you can focus 3 months completely on your, job hunting. And I think you'll get the success. But luckily, and this is definitely once in a, or, kind of a very rare case, that I found someone, or company found me who's based on my projects and everything. They're looking for someone like me itself. And it's an MNC, so they don't care, right? If it's a startup, they'll definitely care because their resources are on crunch. If it's an MNC, they won't care much if they're joining in 2 months or 3 months or 4 months either. So I was able to, get this thing, and then I put my papers safely.
I think one key takeaway here is focus on building your skills and your LinkedIn profile. And that is the thing that you should be optimizing for instead of the other things like which keyword should I put in the resume, and uh, when should I resign. Like, if your profile is good, if you think you are skilled enough, I think interviews will come, and like you just have to be a bit patient, and you'll get a job. Correct? Um, yeah, you are asking, are you worrying on premium Naukri subscription or the free one?
No, no, free one, and I have like close to 2,000 views a week on. So there is a stat going on if you see. So 2,000 views is what I am not very handy using Naukri, to be honest. I have, so what I got from my colleagues and my mentors is that I just, which I'd like to advise and do for you guys as well daily, even before I freshen up, or start with my day to day activities. I'll open LinkedIn, Naukri, go to my profile. I change the word from engineer to developer, or developer to engineer, or something like that. I'll change something in my compensation, like from X figure to this figure and all that, and that's it. And then I'll just apply on the same thing. And there is a relevance and sort option as well in filters. You just apply for the jobs that is posted 1 or 2 day ago, not more than that, because they receive so many application. If you see, if you'll go even 3 days or 4 days ago, it does not make any sense. And I also, so I shit and folks, I would like to, I forgot to mention one thing, that is I got out of Naukri, mostly the interviews that I got was from invites. So there's something called as invites in Naukri, where companies will try to reach out to you, and they'll ask you to apply on that job link, on that job posting itself. So there's something called as invite. If you guys can check right now, if you have phone handy and Naukri handy. So that also really helped me.
Okay.
So again, over here, mostly companies reaching out to me rather than I am going out as over here as well.
Hmm.
So that Naukri really helps. Yes, I've heard that buying subscription. There's a question. So it's like a SEO thing. If you guys know what the search engine optimization is, so it's like your profile has to be optimized to be on top. That's it. And if you buy that subscription for 6 months for 2,000 rupees, right? Once you are a form that okay, you want to switch and you want to start giving interviews, or even if you're looking for a fresh grad, if you're looking for a job, then sorry, then you buy that, and your rank will reach like 15,000, 20,000. Currently mine is 2,000, like 2,000 search appearances. So it's, let's say Aishit is trying to find a folks like me. So you can understand the probability, right? So if out of, let's say, 20,000, I am like one sixth of that folks, and who are paying, right, who are paying to Naukri to optimize their profile, the probability is very high to be on top. So Aishit is likely to find that guy who is paying for the subscription rather than me. So it really helps, but I have not tried it, so no comments, not much comments on that. But yes, I have seen people getting that rank of 15,000, or that search appearance of 15,000, 20,000, and it really really works for them. It's like you'll always be busy on the phone. That's what I've heard, that's what I've seen, but not really tried myself, because as I emphasize lot and lot on LinkedIn rather than any other platform.
Got it. We have questions. Could you asking? I've seen mostly companies on Naukri are unknown or low paying. Do you have a similar observation?
Mm, yes, I have, but that is again, it, it's not always the same, right? You have to knock every door until that one door opens, right? So it's not, it does not really care, because even if you're getting some interviews, just keep in mind that you are lucky, or you are, you know fit to even get a job, because people are not even getting that. So if you're getting invites, if you're getting calls, someone out is looking for somebody like you. Maybe not this company, maybe not the 100th company you interview, but that one company will definitely, you will get that, your dream job, or the job that you're looking for.
Okay. We are asking, are invites from companies or from Naukri representatives?
Sorry, no, I did not get the question.
Uh, I think the question is, these invites that you're talking about, uh, are these like companies directly approaching you, or is it uh, uh, Naukri employees, like employees of the
No, no,
platform?
companies, companies,
Company.
companies reaching out to me.
Okay, directly companies.
So Naukri is, what I felt, is all about, hiring consultancies, looking out for MNCs and some other startups or mid-sized companies. So it's, so mostly whatever I get call is from, hey, I'm calling from this HR recruitment agency, and we are interviewing for, let's say, EY, or some other big companies, and so are you looking out for a job change? So yes, we, it's like mostly like that.
Okay. You can say asking, what keywords do you use in Naukri? For me, there are a lot of marketing calls. Okay. What keywords do you optimize for keywords in Naukri?
No, no, it's mostly all the profile headline is. Uh, I'm not sure how to share it, but yeah, I'll share it on my, on WhatsApp or somewhere. What
Yeah.
I've added. It's again replication of my resume itself. Nothing very fancy here. The skills and so what I've tried to optimize is profile headline. I have given all the roles that is relevant to me: ML engineer, Gen AI engineer, ML ops engineer, data specialist, and then I have AWS ML certified specialist, AWS ML engineer. So combination of those keywords, I'll just put it in the group or somewhere. After the call, and you guys can utilize that
Okay.
and
And
get an
I'm
idea as well.
asking, other than LinkedIn and Naukri, do you use X or any other
No,
platform?
I think X is like even powerful than LinkedIn. That's what I've heard. But as I feel, it's quite, very not handy with Twitter or X. I have profile, but never used it. Not even, I don't even scroll or doom scrolling. I don't do that. So yeah, never use that profile. Sorry, never use that platform.
They're asking, have you
Apna,
tried Apna?
Apna
IAM?
is not working out. I think Apna is gone.
Okay,
What is IIM?
not sure.
IIM jobs. Okay, I'm hearing it for the first time. Monster, I used to apply for some internships when I was a fresh grad, but not after that.
Okay.
Apna is, yeah, again, Abhishek, I support that. Apna, you'll not find anything. I think it's a dead platform.
Insta
I'm not
hire,
sure, Kuber. I am jobs I'm not aware of.
Insta
I'll
hire.
definitely use it. Insta hire, yes, I tried, but I think the job posting are very less over there, and I think they are genuine. So maybe that's why I got few rejections from Insta hire, but did not get any conversions. Yes, correct, correct. Insta hire, Anurag, it's Bangalore hiring and startup hirings, but yeah, they are the genuine ones. They are actually looking out for people, and I relevant to me always. I see 4 or 5 openings. That's it. Not like a even scroll through hundreds and hundreds of, so that I thought not that it is waste of time, so
Mm.
didn't really put much efforts over there, to be honest. So as again, these things are mostly, so I'll like to give an example. There was something called as Hirect. Okay, if you guys have known, in 2022 or 2023, and now it is dead. I got one job from Hirect as well. In Galaxy card job I got from Hirect, out of nowhere, right? So it's like what works out for you, where you get lucky, what doors you knock, and how how things work out for you. So just
Mm.
whatever works out for you, you should try it, and you should whatever. Definitely Naukri, LinkedIn is there. Well found has always been worked out for me. I got so many motivation when I was looking for internship as fresher, because founders are actually hiring for a few of the roles over there. Those are the most high paying ones as well. Okay, so well found is, I can definitely recommend, and these things are definitely working out, but it also depends if on the person's experience.
Okay. Yeah, let's jump to your actual interviews.
Correct.
Um, how should we go about it?
So I'll say, so how many rounds is always happening?
Yeah.
Just give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, always you, I mean, I'll start with the procedure of, or how things move after your resume and everything is selected, or you first thing you is you get a call from HR, right? And HR call is all about, am I talking to Preet? Is it good time to talk? These two questions are always okay, and always say yes, it is good time to talk. If even if you are in middle of meeting or somewhere, always say, yeah, we can talk for, I only have 1 minute, can we, and they'll say this is regarding a job opening and all that. They'll ask if you have, what is your experience. They'll ask, sometimes they'll ask to introduce yourself. They'll ask, try to ask your CTC, and they'll try to ask your current experience, or they'll also ask that, okay, this technologies we are looking for, because HRs are non-technical person, right? They follow template, they are like kind of match the keywords. Okay, so asking all this basic stuff, first screening round is like 5 minutes. Sometimes it has gone to like 10-15 minutes as well, introducing, okay, why you have because I get a lot of questions of why you have switched from civil to this. So I have that always framed answer as well, which again it was iterative, and it's a kind of story which is definitely a fake one, but yeah, that's mostly works out for me, which I have tried to. It's not entirely fake, but yeah, I've tried to put it some people pleasing words, so that they believe that, okay, it is genuine story, right? So why you want to switch from civil, why you switched from civil to IT, and all those questions I get, and I try to answer that. So then they'll ask for scheduling the interview, and always they'll push, okay, can we do it? I got to call in morning, and they'll say, okay, can I schedule an interview at 3? And there are folks who will say, okay, can we schedule interview tomorrow, or maybe day after, or next week or something like that. But mostly they'll say, okay, आज ही कर लेते हैं, कल कर लेते हैं. है ना, first round at least. So if you are ready, go with it. I was ready for some of them, or they were very okay. We cannot do tomorrow. We have to close it today itself. I was like, okay, let's do it. Whatever happens, happens. Because if this goes tomorrow, she or he will not call. Again, I'm gone, right? That opportunity has come to me. I don't want to waste that. Outcome, I'm not worried. Okay, failed तो failed, क्या हुआ? I failed more than 50 interviews. एक और हो जाऊंगा, है ना? So having that attitude, I think that helped. Next day, तो ठीक है, okay, I'm ready. Okay, so I would like to also mention I tried to my office hours are like office is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So most of our interviews I try to schedule it on Tuesday and Thursdays, and I asked that okay, can we schedule on Saturday as well? So Saturday I have not given a single interview, luckily, because companies are not working and engineers are not working. That's a good sign, because if you say that okay Saturday is working, then you might also have to work, right, if you're going in that company. So luckily this is the thing which I try to follow on, or like on the screening round. Then I will come to the next round on first round. uh, Let me know if you have any questions before that.
No.
Sahal, I'll be coming to the red flag, what is going wrong, because that's where we learn a lot. Success, though, theek hai, we will know, but I'll definitely mention all the things that went wrong with me, where mistakes from my end, companies, and where I could have been better. Definitely, I'll speak on that. So, if no, first now I think HR we are good. Then coming, so once the interview is scheduled, let's say, so mostly it will be half an hour to 1 hour depending on company. So it was so first round will always be like screening of things that basic concepts of Gen AI, ML ops, because I've been giving interviews for Gen AI and ML ops, and I my profile has been in a way that my traditional ML knowledge has been vanished, or very minimal by this time. So it's mostly Gen AI, ML ops, and AWS related questions, and DSA. Okay, that is like I really suck at, but that's one thing currently companies are screening you on something. That's like the bottom line of it. Okay, if you've because 1.5 year when I used to give interviews, they used to ask about algorithms, because Chennai was not a big thing at that time, and I had an privilege of MLOps, working in MLOps startup. So they used to ask me about MLOps and those concepts, and they used to like try to code, give a very basic easy problem which I was not definitely never able to solve, uh, uh, and some concepts of oops and all. So that I think was the fashion before, but now they'll ask easy to medium level of DSA for sure, and they will expect you to crack that. And I have been in interviews where I have performed really well on verbal things, like concepts and everything, but I miserably failed on. I was definitely rejected based on Python coding, and that was the most of the cases. I am learning DSA. I'm still trying to get my hands dirty with that. So first round is DSA and basic concepts of whatever job role you are applying for. Let me know if there are any questions.
So, in most interviews, DSA was there, correct?
In 95% of interviews, DSA has been asked to me, at least. And easy to medium, not like you'll try to, they'll ask very, very tough questions, but mostly string list manipulation, dictionary manipulation, easy to medium ones. And medium maybe not those hard medium ones, but we can say basic level medium ones.
Preet, I have a question here.
Sure.
Yeah, so talking about DSA, right? So you mentioned strings, arrays. I think you mentioned something else as well. Are there some topics which you would say are non-negotiables, and some topics which you would say are negotiables, right? Like, so you wouldn't tell me to learn LRU cache, right? Or you wouldn't tell me to learn tries. So are there certain
No.
topics where you would say, okay, these are five things that you should prepare, and the other five
Mhm.
things don't throw it out the window. So could you list a few, please?
On DSA or on coding, right?
DSA, yeah.
It's again same. Oops, one thing. Object oriented programming. Uh, Strings, lists, like arrays and all that. Basics of string manipulation, list manipulation, reversing a list, and or finding the search, linear search, binary search, all those things. And dictionaries is like just basic manipulation of dictionaries, of updating it, and getting some integer based on higher value, lower value. This is what I felt. This is what I faced till now. Nothing really fancy. They'll, or either they'll give you ask you to go on lead code and try to solve that particular problem, or they'll ask, paste it on the chat and try to open a online Python interpreter and solve it.
Anything from the blind 75 that you had faced so far?
Sorry, I didn't get that. 975 is in?
So it's a list where it's a popular list which SWE SD people look into.
Oh,
So
okay. Okay. Yeah, I am, to be honest, as I said, right, I am
got it, got it.
just started with the DSA world right now. You can say
Okay,
maybe week or couple of weeks ago. So I'm just trying to get again my hands dirty with the basic coding. So I've been doing coding, like, but it's like in my role, day to day role, but it's not DSA, right? It's more of logical thinking and understanding customers' input and all, doing that. So this
got it.
thing, I think, but for screening you'll need, definitely, for sure. I'll definitely go through this 975 problems.
Okay.
And for DSA, I think I would like to mention I'm following Striver's course, which is there. If you guys know, Take You Forward by Striver. I think I have very high, understanding from that guy rather than anybody else. It's like which teacher tries to teach you, right, what works for you again. Maybe that Abdul Bari works, or some other person works. You should go with that. But for me, I think Take You Forward works. And luckily, I got that 7,000 subscription from one of my friend for free. So I'm just utilizing that.
Yeah. So yeah, one question in the chat is, was the sequel in the first round?
Never. Till now, I never faced it, and I am very bad at SQL apart from getting basic stuff. I mean, joins and nested queries I can write, but if you'll ask me to solve a puzzle, I may miserably fail on that. But yeah, as my role is mainly into Gen AI and ML ops, so it's mostly about cloud infrastructure, or some how you process that audio, how you process that image, how you process that file coming on, or CSV coming on, how you process that document. So those kind of questions rather than RDBMS kind of questions.
Okay. Let's go to the second round.
Yeah. So second round is all about projects, and projects. That's what I felt. So it's like they'll ask, okay, what you did in this project, how many people worked in this project, what was your role in this project. Uh, s- uh, then, okay, if you say something which interest that person, or right, that aligns with that role, right, so they'll go deep down into that particular part. They'll ask more questions. Okay, how you did that, how you did that. Okay. Those kind of things are being asked. And it's like mostly one person or two person are there. uh, I have been failed till like as I said, right, I have been rejected in the first round itself most of the times. When I reach to second round, it's like two or three instances where even one person will be there or two-person will be there shooting questions at me, not even giving time to think some of the times. And I've been fumbling, I have been, getting nervous. Some of the times my throat will dry down because some of the interviews are so you are attached to that because you definitely want to get it so badly. So those nervousness and basic human emotions I understand. So those things are happening with me. And uh, yeah, that's about it. I mean, and they ask a few coding questions, or when soon you can join us, and those kind of questions as well.
Did you have
But
any
it's purely technical.
personal projects as well in your resume apart from the company projects?
No, I have not put. It's mainly company projects itself.
But and on average, like how many rounds are there that you have given? Four.
uh yes, 3 to 4. So
What's there in
yeah,
the third round?
third round will be about, I have given only one third round, which was regarding director round in my current company, which definitely
Hmm.
that is the offer I have. And there was, okay, one more third round which I given, that was with the chief product officer on for future ends, where she just tried to ask me, okay, okay, well, first question always to me is why you switch from civil to IT. Okay, that's for me. If somebody's from other background, please get it ready. uh, so next thing is, okay, they'll try to introduce themselves, this is what we're trying to do. And then they'll ask me, okay, if this kind of situation arise, what you'll do. I have been asked, okay, what are the resources you try to follow, right, to learn. So those kind of questions as well. And I've heard that some of the situation based question they ask that, okay, if this situation arise, what you'll do. But I have not got this that question, because as I said, I only have two instances where I've been to the third round of the interview, right? So it's mostly behavioral, and getting the higher authority getting, you know uh, uh, like what kind of person you are, or in such certain situation how you'll behave. And they'll see just how you talk, or how you try to present yourself. And definitely see, those people, one guy was like more than 60 years old who took my interview. Okay, so understand and that guy was handling entire Asia Pacific and Middle East region. So the amount of caliber that person has, he'll just identify in like 15-20 minutes, okay, what kind of person you are. That I firmly believe. I mean, experience always wins anytime. So those kind of questions I've been asked, mainly. uh, uh, what
Would like to
resources you
ask
learn. Yeah.
Preet, uh,
Yeah.
like as you told that you have not much given the third rounds, but in your work also you might have dealt with clients, and as you said, this 60-year-old, you will easily get to know his knowledge. So how you understand that what those managers want from you, or you know that how to interact with the client, like he exactly want you how you will interact with the client, right? So, what
Correct.
kind of skills you're expecting as a manager from the person, like
uh, so
problem solving or communication? What?
it's definitely problem solving, communication, and everything combined as a whole package, how you are, be it
Mm,
tech skills, or be it, because see, uh, if that person is third round, he does not care about your coding or about your technical skills. That first and second round has been taken care of. So
mm,
third is all about how you behave, or how you'll behave in certain situation, if that kind of question is there. Or trying to get know more in a team, if you'll try to fit or not, right? So
mm,
it's like being yourself, but not, you have to lie also sometimes, because you want to please that guy, okay? As that is the guy who is going to take you to the next room. So, and customers, if you so I handle daily, I think daily I have a customer call, and I just try to build that rapport, try to be honest. Okay, if some, because there will be instances in day-to-day job, right? Okay, something might not have been delivered which was promised today, right? So we'll just try to be honest about it. Okay, this is the progress, this is what we've been achieving, this is what where we are facing issue, and this is the timeline that we'll try to complete it. So sometimes I have seen customers getting angry, sentiment going wrong towards a company or a project. So accepting that, okay, I understand if is there, okay, hello XYZ, I understand that you may feel bad about it, or you I understand that this was supposed to be delivered today, but as this has been the technical issue, or some any other issue, you try to be honest and you try to assure that okay, this can be done within this time, or maybe if not, there has been instances in my company where we try to build POCs and that have been miserably failed. So they'll definitely be angry because 1 month has been gone, their money is gone. So at that time, what you'll do, right? So you'll try to, as a consultant or as a technical guy, if that POC has been failed, you'll say, okay, that has not been my capacity as a team or as a company, or this there may be request that technically it's not possible also, right? So for if you, I think most powerful model is Whisper right now, and if Whisper cannot solve it in the world right now, so you try to explain that hey XYZ, this is the most powerful model. You try to showcase the stats and you try to showcase that it is not possible at this moment, right? So it's more how you behave. It's more like how you be honest with what you're doing, and I think it will mostly work out.
Okay. Thanks, Preet.
We have a few more questions. ML system design.
Yeah, ML system design I have been asked, and but not in terms of asking me to build something or scribble something, but it's mostly if this arises, what you'll do, instance size you'll increase. It is mostly a scenario based and project based, that how you design your system, and how you, what was the components that you use and why you use those components specifically, why not that, why not this, and those kind of
So was
questions.
in the third round or
It's in the mostly in second round,
like along with the projects?
along with the projects, yes.
One more question is, did you was there anything about multi-threading or multiprocessing?
No, not really. But I think you should know. I've been using it, but it's mostly GPT code, and I know, I mean, how threads and everything works. So it's mostly, but yeah, you should know it, but rather focus on the core concepts of ML, Gen AI, or machine learning, traditional machine learning, rather than focusing on the software engineering concepts.
Coming to Sahal's question, what went wrong in most of the interviews?
Uh, so most of the interviews, first thing always going wrong with me is DSA. Okay, I have been rejected because of DSA, DSA, and DSA. Okay, that is one thing. Second thing is, there have been like these projects which I do. Okay, there's so many information, because and you try to throw information at into interviewer. So it few of the times it has been like you try to overshare and then you get a backfire question which you might not have answer to, right? And that's okay. I've as of now I have not been rejected because of that, because it's okay, if you don't know that, but that uncomfortable situation might occur, right? So oversharing of your projects and trying to share non-relevant information can lead to further follow-up questions, or saying something which will which is which you don't know and you try to brag about it, or you try to show that can that bluffing can work sometime, which has worked for me, but I would not recommend it. So bluffing at 10-20% is fine, but if you bluff too much, I think it will backfire a lot, and that will definitely annoy the person, and it will be end up getting rejected.
Mm.
So that is one thing. Oversharing in interview or bluffing in interviews. And uh, I think that is what I can think of as of now.
Got it. Um, any other questions, anyone?
Yeah, I had a question. So the question is regarding all of the interviews you have faced, what was the most asked, like other than company projects, have you been asked about any personal projects you made? And if so, what was the like most hottest topic you've been asked? Like drag, LLMs and stuff. There.
Yes, always. Always I've been asked like basic RAG workflow, how you build that. So data ingestion, storing in vector DB, how to retrieve that from vector DB, how ranking works, and what is positional encoding. I've also been asked in one of the interview what is difference between vector and a tensor, which I didn't know, but now I know because of the interview itself. So those basic stuff like what is the difference between this and this, why you use this, and I've been asked like very basic questions. Okay, where you will use this kind of LLM. If I give this situation, will you use a SLM or an LLM? Uh, if you'll go for fine tuning or RAG. So those basic stuff, I think first round and second round it will be covered, and they'll definitely ask you. But so my experience lies in mostly Gen AI interviews as of now, and MLOps for two or three instances. So I can give you information about Gen AI, but traditional ML, as I said, I have lost the grip of it since 1.5 year. So not really been into those roles. So and cloud technologies as well. So in Bedrock, if you'll do this, or in SageMaker, how you did that, or where you'll store your data in AWS if it's this kind of data, or how you connected a particular service to a particular service, what permissions of AWS, uh, the instance sizes, and why you stored your, you know, why you used EKS and not EC2, and why you used S3 and not DynamoDB, or why you used RDS and not DynamoDB at this point. So all those questions are there.
Cool. One more question is any live ML coding rounds?
Yes. So first was live ML. Like first interview was a like ICICI one itself, right? I was in Mumbai luckily at that time, and that guy asked me, okay, uh, first round was like, can we schedule it today evening? So he scheduled at 6:30. He throwed like 15-20 questions in half an hour and expected me to answer. And luckily, I knew 80-85% of it. And also, he was supportive enough, I would say, that okay, I know Preet, you know this, but if I try to get this out, can you work? I said yes. So he was kind of supportive in that. And we managed to, get almost every question right. And he asked me if you can come into office and do a coding round. So I was expecting a DSA coding round, but what he gave was a problem statement to solve. He provided me with few documents and built a RAG out of it, which I was like, I've been doing this since 1 year, so that was not a big task for me. So for one, I have been asked for live coding this ML, uh, one round. For one of the interview, I've been asked for this, but mostly it's verbal and trying to code on screen on live screen.
Any other questions, anyone? Let's move on to feedback. Okay. Uh,
Yeah.
we need to give some constructive feedback to Preet, so that it can help him as well. Although he now has an offer, but that's just for future, right? So maybe you might be interviewing soon. So any feedback from anyone? I'll give my feedback after this.
Definitely, that is always feedback. Always, is the is needed to excel. So yeah, I would love to uh, get some of the feedbacks because I have the offer. It does not mean that this process will go on till 3-4 months more. So I'll be more than happy to get that.
Okay.
Can I ask a question, Aishit?
Sure.
Yeah. So, Preet, will you still be interviewing? Or I mean, you
Yes,
can
yes,
post this as well. Will you still
yes,
be
yes.
fine?
Definitely, definitely, because it's just you cannot rely on one offer. I think you should have a backup option as well. What if this company backs out, or what if you get a better offer than this in terms of work or in terms of money or anything? So I have 3 months. I have 80 days to be precise left, and definitely I'll be. I'm still doing the same thing what I mentioned. So yeah.
And also on link when you apply on LinkedIn, right? Do you usually filter and say the last 24 hours and you apply only to those? Because sometimes I just feel that LinkedIn is slightly misleading in terms of when they say 3 hours ago, 5 hours ago. Have you experienced that?
Mm, what I do is I get the job recommendation while scrolling the feed. So if that catches my attention, I'll try to apply. And then if I find any other jobs, I'll just apply casually on LinkedIn. But I'll focus myself on applying to Naukri, as I said, 60
Okay,
to 70% of the time.
got it.
Okay. Any feedback?
I have one kind of suggestion for Preet.
Yeah.
Uh, One thing I have observed that has worked for many people in my network is joining companies which are very popular. So, right, for example, I didn't know Preet's company before I met him. So what it does is like if you have worked in Amazon or Flipkart, Myntra, Google, all these, right? So the next company understands that you have worked in a kind of understandable environment. You must be having these kind of skills, all these, right? Stack, full stack, and all. So something that uh, like as a skill wise certification can help them understand that you have these skills, but as a kind of you build a image, I would say, right? These big companies can help you, but help for you in your current organization is they give you a lot of opportunities to work in cloud and like hands-on and maybe multiple projects in a short period of time. That will not happen in those big companies because their project and life cycle is higher. So there is always pros and cons, but maybe now that you already have an offer, it will be good if you can target something bigger like Fang or something. Okay, so there maybe you can get even higher package, but they will have like tougher DSA and ML design, these kind of rounds.
Correct, correct.
You take like now you can take basically next step. So
Yes, yes.
that's my suggestion.
Okay. Anyone
Thank
else?
you. Thank you, Kuber.
I'll give my feedback.
Sure.
Just two points. First, I think everything is going well for you. One is make a one-page resume as well. Like you keep your two-page resume, but make a one-page as well.
Okay.
And because that is a skill in itself. How do you compress a two-page into one page? Basically, how to make it concise. Okay. Some people might be looking for that skill. Okay, this is one
Okay.
thing.
Hmm.
Also, like you don't have to take every single feedback what you get here. But yeah, like just to put it in your mind, like you can accept or reject. Second is, even if you don't intend on joining a company, take the offer in writing. Okay, this is one thing. Like even if you are uh, very disinterested in that company, given the money or the culture, whatever, right? Take it in writing at least, uh, because new information might come later, maybe, right? And also, it's also a confidence boost that you have these offers already, right? And some HRs might even ask you like, do you have any standing offers, right? So if you don't have it in writing, then you don't have an offer.
Correct.
So take every offer in writing.
Yes.
Is one. Uh, and last thing is, I think the your mindset is like really good. Mind in terms of how to apply for jobs. So keep that mindset. Right? Don't don't expect outcomes like quick outcomes. Just keep your patience. Keep applying, and uh, basically like what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
Worst case is you will get ignored or you will get rejected, or that's it, right?
Correct.
So yeah, that's a really good mindset to keep that. These are the 3 points for me.
Sure. Sure. So I would like to emphasize on that last point which you said for everyone is like I said that in the group itself. I'm not sure if that has been read by anyone, but I'd like to rephrase it, and that is the most important thing I would say in interview is like you go with a mindset that 1 hour company is spending on you. Okay, if a guy with 7 years, 8 years of experience is coming on a call with you, is coming for you to evaluate you and to teach you things as well. If you ask, they'll teach as well in some of the instances. Okay, so keep this as 1 hour as your learning session rather than, because you are not losing anything over here. Whoever is on the losing side is company which you are applying to and the people who is there in the panel. If you are not getting an offer, if you are getting rejected miserably, it's a win for you in this situation as well. It's again a very lose lose, or if, imagine the man hours that I have wasted for the companies. Okay, it's more than 40-50 hours have been wasted collectively for them. Okay, and what I get in return is 40-50 hours man hours of that person of that company in me having that knowledge of the interview questions. I know the process and all those things. So you are always winning if you are applying for it, if you are sitting in the interviews, even if you are getting rejected. I've been scolded by people like, okay, this 12th guy also knows from US people. Okay, there was one guy who just he just came to roast me. Okay, I'm not sure why, but those things definitely, I felt bad and I've been posting on the group, but that's okay. I mean, 1 or 2 day you'll feel bad, and next thing is like, okay, ठीक है, हो गया तो हो गया. But those things like वो थोड़ा सा बूस्ट भी दे देता है, थोड़ा सा खराब भी फील कराता है कि ठीक है, मेरे को तो कुछ नहीं आता है and all that. But at the end, you are at win if you are attending the interview. So that's what I would like to end up on this note, or this talk as well.
Thanks, Preet. Thanks a lot for doing this and taking out your time. But I think we all learned a lot, and hopefully, like, get some messages. Okay. So yeah, thanks a lot, and I think we are 30 minutes time, but I think that's okay. So yeah, I think we had a good session, and if there are any other questions, just put it in the group. Uh, any last words, anyone? Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Preet. Thanks a lot, and we'll do another session soon.
Sure, sure. Any questions personally, please feel free to reach out on group or personally if you have any. I'll be more than happy to answer those.
Thank you, Preet and Ashish, for this session. Got a lot of takeaways from this.
Yeah, thanks Kubir, and thanks everyone for attending also.
We try someone else next time, and maybe we can keep it once a month or bi-weekly.
Yeah, we'll invite you as well.
I am not in interviewing right now.
So yeah, Kubir was telling about he wants to conduct some learning sessions. So yeah, look, Kubir, let's do that. Let me know when you have picked the topic.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining. Yeah, thanks. Have a nice day. Bye.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Bye everyone. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, Ashit. Thanks.
Thank you, Aishit, for having me, and thank you folks for listening to me. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you.